Hello, welcome to our channel. Welcome to our channel called Libero. Here we discuss business opportunities, insights, and we are very interested in finding out new opportunities. We're just curious about everything business. And specifically today, we have a very interesting person in the real estate industry. We understand as young people, the first thing we think about is owning a home. So I thought it fit that we have someone who can probably tell us their story and what they do, and maybe perhaps we could get learn from them. We have Mercy here. Perhaps maybe she can introduce herself, and then you take it from there.
Thank you for having me, Gitero. My name is Mercy Nguyo, and I'm the founder and co-owner of Ardhi Africa agency. I've been in the business for 5 years, and I'm happy to be here.
Oh, thank you. How's been the experience in the real estate industry?
Well, it has been a struggle, but all in all, it has been amazing. This is, as I said, this is my 5th year. So I've had the ups and downs of life, but all in all, reach here, it has been a blessing and a lot of hard work.
Beautiful. I know that usually people set goals in 5-year plans. So would I say maybe in 5 years you've been in the real estate as well?
Yes, definitely.
Then that's reassuring. Wow, thank you so much. We are looking to learn about real estate and specifically owning a home. We know housing is one of the biggest milestones for people and ourselves. So it's an area that we're interested so much to know maybe what we can learn. And particularly when it comes to home ownership, I'd be interested to know, based on your experience in real estate, what are usually the home ownership options?
There are so many real estate ownership options, but I'll just give you 5.
Okay.
So, there is mortgage, whereby you are financed by the bank and you're able to get a certain amount of money depending on where the house is and how much you live, and according to your salary. Most people who benefit from it have a payslip, or they have a business that has been running for a few years and the bank can use it. So that's mortgage option. There is rent to own. Rent to own is whereby you get into a house and then you pay your monthly payments, not as rent. You pay them. It's like you're paying a house down. Okay. For example, a house that is 3 million. So you pay around 500 down, and then you're told the rest you'll pay in 10 years while still you're in the house. After you've finished payment, the house is completely yours. That's rent. There is off-plan basis, whereby you buy a house, you're taken by an agent, you just see a field, and you're told your house will be here, and you just tell God, in 2 years, I really need this house. And you trust the developer, and in a few years, get it. I think that's the 3rd one. The 4th one, I think what do you call it? The cooperatives housing, whereby there are cooperations with housing. You're able to go to the housing, like AHC, you see the houses that are there, then you'll be able to finance you, work with them, get a house through that. I think there's that option too that I've been able to see. The last one is you buy land, build it for yourself.
If you're a rich guy, yeah?
For sure.
Okay. Now, specifically to maybe upcoming middle class, someone who maybe is starting off their career, or they're in they've just started off their careers. What options would you say are probably very favorable to them?
Think off plan and mortgage. When you're starting off in this career, right? You have your first paycheck and you're very happy. And maybe you've been there for a few years and you've now considered buying a home. Off plan basis is good. Depends on the company that you be in. Some companies I know they have a lot of people. And there's also the mortgage basis. whereby you can use your payslip as collateral so that you can get enough money from the bank. And the house has to have, what do you call it? Has to be built because the bank has to evaluate it and see whether they can give you that.
Okay. So I think from experience we know that the mortgage method or homeownership option has not been very vibrant in Kenya. So I think we'll focus so much on the off-plan method right now. And what can you comment maybe in terms of the off-plan method of homeownership, in terms of maybe the challenges of the off-plan method? And I'm sure there are so many challenges. Perhaps maybe also the opportunity lies in there. So maybe could you take us through maybe the steps of owning a home through the off-plan method?
First of all, let me because about the challenges you're talking about mortgage, and that the government should really look into that, because most people are looking for mortgages to buy houses, and they have the ability to buy those houses through the mortgage system. But you see, it takes a very long time, like 6 months. It gets frustrating. That being said, it's a good option. But the off-plan basis, like I've told you have to cross your fingers and everything. But do you want to hear how you get the developer or the steps how to?
I would like to know first of all the processes, the process of maybe. Because actually, I'm now getting that you need a developer to know about the developer. Yeah. So maybe you can just itemize that process, the process of getting a house an off plan, and then now we can come to maybe the specific processes and discuss more about them.
First, you need to identify a company. You need to know what where they are, because it depends on where you live. Where do you want to live in 5 years, 10 years? You identify the company. If you want to live along Kenyatta Road, you want to live along Kangundo Road, you want to live in Kiambu County, if you want to live in Ruaka area. So you need to know where you want to live in the next 5 to 10 years to make that deal. When you identify where you want to live, now you're able to look at the companies that are building. I know a few companies, I don't really have to mention them name, but there are a few companies you're able to look at what they have and how you're able to contact.
Specifically, maybe on that question, maybe you can tell us when you're looking for now, you have identified the land, and now you're looking for maybe specific companies or different companies within that jurisdiction that are building. What are the things that you actually look out for before you even proceed any further?
Now, this is a trick I have. This is my old trick. Let me just put it that way. Because I've been in the sector as an agent and maybe a buyer and maybe in the future a developer, but now we are linking the middleman. Anyway, you do this. Look for a company that has been in the market for not less than 2 years and not more than 10 years. Not less than 2 years, it means they're not yet stable. So the houses they are building may be substandard, or even the houses they built, they have not yet been handed over. For 10 years, those people are arrogant. They've been in the market, people know them. So delivering for 1 or 2 people is not really a big deal. So they can delay you as much as they want, and you don't have it because they have massive. Okay? Also, you need to, there's another trick I have. Okay? If they have less than 10 projects and they have only handed over 2 or 3, run. Because those other 7 projects, what have they been doing for almost 5 years? That means they are struggling. That means they maybe mismanaged funds or they did more than they can do. So if a company has like 10, about 10, what do you call them, developments, you need to check how many have they given they've conducted, the handover, and is it true? Those people got
how do you do that due diligence? Do you engage someone?
That is easy. That's easy because you'll have to say when we started, when we ended, and then this is realistic. It's not something they've put in there. They can just snatch it and walk there. So you're able to visit. Yes, you visit the sites. You're able to see if the houses that they say they built them, where they are, and word of mouth. You can go to that site, get somebody who bought one of the houses, ask them, how is this company? Are they treating well? Yeah, don't go to just one estate. Don't go to the first or the second. Those are happy clients. Yeah? Go to the third and the fourth and the fifth. Yeah, you'll be able to know if these people will deliver on time or they will deliver.
Yeah, okay. Now, suppose I have gone there, maybe done some bit of due diligence, and I have not seen some pretty red flags. I would call them, and maybe I am one to probe them a little further. And then I see the options that they are providing. How will I know that I'm getting a good deal, or whatever the house that is, the price at which, the price points that a house is being marketed at is actually a good deal and probably not exaggerated?
And that's the best thing about competition. So there's so many other, other companies that are doing the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're able to compare prices. When you're comparing prices, you're able to know whether how they're offering. If the one is at 4.29, one is at 4.9, and they're offering a 3-bedroom standard bungalow, all in suite. You know, the land, is it a 40 by 80, is it 50 by 100? The distance where that land is.
But distance from the road.
Yeah,
or maybe from other facilities.
Yeah, from other, for sure. You know this distance from the road. Is it the main road or is it a road that is within that local area? Yeah, you have to understand. Then, if it's a good deal, a house should calculate per square meter. How much are you paying per square meter? If it's expensive, you know it.
You know it's expensive, so you can reconsider your decisions.
Sure. And then you can be able to compare. You compare their first project and the project they're doing. Where did they add more money? What additional value have they put in that estate so that they can put it at that?
Assuming maybe after a bit of investigation, I found maybe the properties at fair value. I'm interested to know because there have been so many cases of people who have lost their funds. I'm interested to know what you would advise someone, maybe what they can probably do to safeguard their funds before they even start the process, so that at least they just don't lose their funds easily.
Understand. I think this I'll put it in two ways, in two options. There is one whereby you've identified the house, right? Then the second thing, you get a good, get someone who is nice, and not from one company. Get different companies so that you've been able to compare and you've narrowed down to that one company that you have. Now do your due diligence. There's this other due diligence whereby you go to the county office, then you do a search.
For the piece of land that you want to buy.
Exactly. So that's the name of the person who's selling it to you should be written in the title deed for that land. If it's not written, red flag, run away. Keep your money and put it in the stocks.
Well, we talk about stocks, but on this specific one, I'm just curious. Because I think one of the things I also like to point out is that if you are being pushed so much to close the deal, maybe you should reconsider.
Well, it depends.
Okay.
It depends. When you push a client, normally they run away. But there's a time where if you really trust your sales agent, buy it. And you feel it's a good deal, just buy it. Because they're in the market. As an agent at first, I was a desperate agent because you were there to make money. And since we were not paid for the first 3 years, I was, if it's not commissions, well, I don't have money for life.
Okay.
So you're able to look at someone and understand that this person is he or she genuine. Because knowing someone who is genuine, this is like, you know people in that you will understand, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you don't have that intuition. Let's say you don't have that. So you should be able to go to the, what do you call it? You go to the bank, yeah. You can value that.
Okay. Oh,
even before anything happens. You can ask the bank, is this, do you give mortgages for this? Even if you're not planning a
mortgage. That's a good way of...
It is.
No, that's a good, nice trick. Now, I'm curious, Mercy, because all those options that you have said for someone to value, to know whether they are buying a good house at a good price, or maybe they are looking to safeguard their funds, they have to be there, really. They have to be there. I'm curious whether if someone maybe is not available, or maybe someone could be away, maybe in diaspora or maybe far away, are there options that can guarantee them that that process will actually be followed without them losing their funds?
Okay. There's something called an escrow account. An escrow account is whereby the company will not touch your money unless they deliver what you want. So your money is kept safe, but it's an escrow. Maybe a bank or some private sector. And the
developers provide that of those options.
Yes, developers do. Good developers do. Good developers do. And if the escrow account, you can have a lawyer. A lawyer can be able to safeguard your money, or you have a financial sector. In financial sector, in general, you're able to safeguard that money until it's in every process. Yeah, they manage it. Do you want it when the house is halfway?
Financing or is done per milestones.
Yes.
Okay. So basically, that's a good idea. So suppose you have now gotten into contractual process with a company, maybe an off plan. What are usually the steps towards kind of handover that maybe someone is expected to follow the process, and generally, what is usually the average duration through which maybe such projects should be developed?
Okay, after you've done the due diligence and everything, and you know this is it, and you get a client detail form, the one you'll write your name, your ID, how you want things to appear in your title deed. Then you'll get an offer letter. The offer letter will say you'll pay, you're taking this house number 25, and you're putting this amount down. The rest you'll pay in an installment of 12 months. Okay? So after 12 months, you should have already cleared the balance, right? Then when you agree, and now you pay your first initial payment, you get a sales agreement. A sales agreement is a binding agreement. Now that's the ultimate binding agreement. You give it to your lawyer, get good lawyers. Good lawyers will save your life. Yeah. Okay. Get a good lawyer. Make sure they go through it. Change as much as you can. When it comes to the offer letters. Are
the developers flexible?
Yeah, they need your money. They need your money. Most of them need your money. They get to a point that whereby they build themselves maybe a bit arrogant. But mostly all businesses. These are places they are very flexible, and other areas whereby now this year you just
yeah. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
In this off-plan maybe industry, I'm curious to understand whether there are financing options which are there, and are there financing options?
Yeah, there are financing. The banks. Let me just put it the banks. The banks really finance, but the unfortunate thing is they finance already built.
Oh, okay.
It's very difficult for you to get an off plan whereby the bank, and that I think is a challenge because they should be able to finance. Well, it is a challenge, but also the banks went at a very high loss when some companies manipulated that system of buying the houses, and the developers didn't build. So the money
they
was
lost their
mismanaged. Yeah. So now they have to send a valuer and come and look at the house in order to determine whether or not. But they can be doing the escrow thing. If the bank decide to do the escrow whereby they pay according to how the milestones, then that will be.
Okay. That sounds interesting, but one thing I'm getting is that you actually need some good money to be able to own a home. I'm just curious about young people, maybe the youth or maybe someone with a young family, and they have dreams of owning a home. Well, how do you advise them? Is it a good idea or
It's good.
and if it's not, and if it is, what are the options, or say maybe safe options for them to own a home?
There are a lot of safe options to own homes, and I think the first thing is to eliminate.
Okay.
You have to have invested somewhere else to be able to buy a home. Just get a small investment whereby maybe you made a lot of money or just substantial money, or you lost, so that you can have a feeling of first if you're going for off plan. If you're going for a ready house, you're well and good. Home and dry,
Okay.
You're good.
That's good. That's good.
So what you need to do is follow those steps.
All right.
Look for a house. This is where you want to live for the next 10 years. Yeah? Do your due diligence.
All right.
Yeah. Get a good sales agent. First, get the house. Get a good sales agent so that person will ride or die for you in the company.
Yeah.
Then do your due diligence. Don't sign anything before you do your due diligence. Ensure the property is according to the company's name or the owner's name. Then get your client detail form, write your details and everything that you want to be listed. You get your offer letter now and you send it.
Wow, that's very insightful. I'm very thankful, and we're very thankful because you have given us quite some good details. Do you have something to tell us? Maybe a final word to tell us?
Yeah. For you to be able to afford a house or anything, you need to have a saving culture. People say, saving and then the bank. You don't have to save in the bank. There's so many options that are giving you more money than the bank. Save your money, live below your means. Most people are just spending as it can, living paycheck to paycheck. Just sit down, budget for the whole month, then know how much if you want to own a home in the next 5 years, how much money do you need down so that you can buy a house. Where will you, for the next 5 years, go around checking house shop everywhere in Kenya where you would want to settle. And then, that's the easy. But if you want to grow well, that's different. Yes.
I think the next time we'll cover about how to grow wealth, maybe for investment. Yes. I think we're focusing so much right now for home ownership. And thank you. Perhaps maybe through that process, you can tell us maybe what you can offer or what you offer, so that maybe if someone is interested, maybe they can contact.
We link the developers, genuine developers with interested. We want what do you call it? Rent to own, yes. If you want to buy an already built house or you want an off-plan house, we'll get genuine developers who will not scam you because we don't want to be affiliated with such people, and we'll be able to give you pointers. You can come for free consultation. We don't really charge for that because I think our motto is everyone needs to have financial freedom, and financial freedom comes from you owning your own house and feeling in your own home.
Wow. Thank you. I cannot leave it better than that. Thank you for gracing our episode, and we hope that you have learned something, and thank you. Yes, and see you again next time.
Thank you too. Thank you for having me. God bless you.
All right.